Hi, I'm Christopher
Hi,
Sapp.
everybody. This is Bob
Hey guys,
Bergen.
this is Stephanie Shea.
Hey, I'm Veronica Taylor.
Hey, everybody. This is Billy
Hey
West.
guys, I'm Ryan Colt.
Hi, this is Kyle
Hi,
Aber.
this is Kira Buckley.
Hi, I'm Jameson Price.
Hi, I'm Sean Chiplock.
You are listening to Two Dads.
You're listening to
Two Dads.
Two dads.
Two dads.
Two dads.
Two dads.
Two dads
And
and
a
a
podcast.
a couple of dads on a podcast.
Yes, I feel powerful.
Welcome to another episode of Two Dads and a Podcast.
Exciteramus. Yes.
I'm a hairy wizard.
This topic is going to make all of our bulges just invigorated with excitement.
Erecto.
And so, if you haven't guessed, hi, we're doing Harry Potter spells.
Spells.
Casts.
Yes.
Charms. Some of them
Charms.
are charms.
I mean, curses, charms, spells,
You
the
know-
whole 9 yards. Most of them are charms or curses, I feel like.
I'm really like going through it all. Like there's a lot of interesting stuff, but there's a huge curve on spells, and ends up no wonder they only use like 3 or 4 towards the end because they didn't take any time to really develop. They developed the lore and all that, and the story and the plots and the characters, but not really the spells a whole lot. So there's a big curve once you hit like those top tier spells.
What's kind of funny, too, is a lot of spells that are used in the media across the board don't even have names. It's just...
yeah.
it's just
kind
like,
of like
grabbing
random
spell.
key blasts at the time during the middle of an anime where it's just like, well, we've given up naming stuff.
Yeah,
No.
they're not going to yell out names anymore. They're just going to start hitting each other with bright lights.
So I guess I don't know whose turn it is anymore. This stuff is pretty mixed up in mine.
I
when
believe
we're
it is
layering
your
these
turn
recordings.
this
So
week.
I was going to go first anyways.
Yeah,
so that
we'll
works.
Go.
My number 5 is Oculus Reparo. And for obvious reasons, this is an important spell to me. That I've had these pair of glasses before in the past, and they broke. I was just wiping them off with a cloth, and they just fell apart in my hands. If I had this spell, I wouldn't need to buy a pair of glasses ever again. So obviously, it was in the books. It was used by Arthur Weasley in Diagon Alley.
It was also used by Hermione on the train.
In the movie, it's the first spell you see. So it has that impact for me. You know, it's that first spell you see. It's really cool. You see the tape like fly off, and yeah.
I think it even makes that
impactful.
sound.
Yeah. That was a great sound
impression.
effects you did
Yeah.
there.
Thank you.
That's my number 5. I mean, it's cool. It's also used by Percy Weasley during a Quidditch Cup to repair his own glasses, and for me, it just has endless use after endless use. You know,
I mean, it really only has one use, but you can use it a lot of times.
One use, endless amount of times. So I know a lot of people who need this spell in their life.
That's fair. My number 5. I'm starting off a little more intense. Abracadabra. Yeah, I'm starting right
Bless
off
you.
with the killing curse.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay, that's actually my number 4.
Nice.
No shit. And it's low for me because its counter is just kind of lame for me. It can only be blocked by love.
Well, I mean, that's it can be blocked by love.
It's not blocked by love. It's just blocked by killing somebody else. Like, I mean, that's kind of how you're blocking it.
Well, you could dodge it. You can.
Somebody still dies in the end.
That's the only known counter spell is the sacrificial protection, the power of love.
But it's still dying.
Look.
Like, it's like you don't. It's not a counter if the effect of the spell still happens. To me, that's not a counter. That's. Am I wrong here? Am I?
I mean, it counters it for one person, but not the other. You could dodge the green bolt. You could just jump out of the way. I don't know why.
Not if you're a baby in a crib, though.
Look, that baby should have
in the crib. Somebody else has to die.
You can also use like a physical barrier to like pop, get in front of you.
I imagine that physical barrier would have to be stronger than the caster is. No, and it's one of the 3 forbiddens.
The
for
unforgivable curses
reasons, yeah, unforgivable. Well, you know, I love Harry Potter, but it can be kind of
Look.
lame sometimes.
This one is my number 5 and probably your number 4 for one big reason. It kills things. It's powerful as hell.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think it's the only spell, or I know it's not the only spell that can kill.
No, but it's the only one that's instant. There's honestly, it's almost merciful.
And that's another another reason why it's so far low for me, is because it's an easy out for your victim. It's not gonna really cause you. Well, actually, I don't know if it does cause pain. I've not personally experienced it, but
everybody who's had it used against them died or was a baby. So
well, the world will never know how many licks it takes to get to the center of that pop. Yeah, no, I think it was a cool concept, but it also lent its way to having that huge curve, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Where why learn other spells when this
one does everything you need? It kills
pretty much
people.
does the job pretty
Done.
quick. It's going through some of the known uses. It's been used a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean, used all the way back. If you watch some of the Fantastic Beast movies, it was used in those. It was used to kill,
Cedric Diggory. Spoiler alert.
It was used to kill Muggles. It was used to kill Lily and James Potter, Harry Potter's parents.
Spoilers.
So many different characters were killed by this, and not just people.
Yeah,
there was one spider shown.
That's fucking Spider, man.
In the movies. That poor spider did nothing. That poor spider had all 3 unforgivable curses on it. Like, how messed up is that? That poor spider.
Yeah. No, it was used against Albus Dumbledore before.
Yeah.
You
by none other than Snape, the double crosser. But it was really all that plan the whole time.
Judas! Yeah, no. It's a cool looking spell too. When they brought it to life in the movie, it feels demonic. It feels possessed. It really does give you that sort of dark energy coming off of it.
We're so used to, and I don't know where it started, but I know Disney movies do it so many times throughout just Disney movie history. The green glow essentially means evil.
Yeah.
When it comes to movies, especially Disney movies. So having this be a green glowing beam,
I think
fits so
in
perfectly.
The food world, it makes you hungry. I don't know what
That's
relevance
actually
that
red.
has here.
Red makes you
Is
hungry.
it red?
Yep.
I thought it was green horny.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Hang on, let me look this up real quick. Nope. Refreshment and peace, rest and serenity,
relaxing or cool,
helps you feel secure. That's okay.
Yeah, it's calming.
It's
relaxing.
Or evil.
Or evil. Yes. Or evil.
Okay. Well, so that's my number 4 and your number 5. What is your number 4?
My number 4, I have on here for a couple reasons. One, it is pretty cool. 2, my wife would probably be very mad at me if it wasn't on my top 5 list. And it's the Patronus Charm.
Okay, that's the defensive one.
Yeah,
that's the
one of the pretty much only known and primary spells to protect you against Dementors. And it's super cool.
Yeah.
It's unique to each person who uses it once you kind of master it. Beforehand, it's just like a glowy light. But once you get good at it and you can cast it in its entirety, it is unique per user. Everybody has a different Patronus Charm.
Up, right?
Yeah. The use of it's the same.
Right. So it's quote unquote unique. It's not, I mean, it really doesn't.
It looks unique. Look, we're both humans, but we're unique because we look different.
Yeah, we're both
I'm built
white
different.
with full beards and blue eyes.
Mine are green sometimes.
Totally different. So are mine, depending on the weather.
But this has a lot of really cool uses. It's not just for Dementors. It's shown later on that you can actually send messages with them. You can send them off to go do things outside of just the scope being directly around you, as shown by Snape. Snape sends his off to lead Harry Potter to a pool in the forest. And that's where he gets the Sword of Gryffindor. So it's used for various different things.
That's not the first time he gets the Sword of Gryffindor either, is it?
No, he gets it.
This shows up in book 2.
Book 2, movie 2, in the Chamber of Secrets. Yep. So
to stab the snake thingy, basilisk.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. See, I talk a lot of shit about Harry Potter, but secretly, I do love me
it's
some
a guilty
Harry
pleasure
Potter.
for you. Guilty pleasure for you.
It's not even guilty. It's just
well, good. It shouldn't be.
It is so just really, really corny sometimes, and I'm just like, ugh.
It definitely is. Definitely.
And this spell is really a corny spell, but it is pretty cool. The like you said, the way they make it unique. I like it.
Yeah. And it's used in so many different characters that have different ones. There's an otter, there's a phoenix, there's the deer and the doe. It really shows your personality in your Patronus, and I like that.
Yeah.
The Funko Pops are really cool looking too.
So my number 3 is Expelliarmus.
Oh no, I've been disarmed.
Yeah, see, I'm good at my magics and spells. So this one I kind of had to put in there. It was such a huge focal point in the 4th movie, or
in the Goblet of Fire. Yeah, when the 2 light beams connected.
Yeah, like it was just a big part of it, and these were some of my favorite movies in the series too, where it really had this big shift. And it is such a useful spell because, I mean, it doesn't immobilize somebody, but it makes them kind of useless. If they don't have their wand, they can't really do much. The one downside to this is it's kind of easy to block after a while. Yeah. They get pretty used to it. It becomes one of those lesser spells to a certain extent, but it's shown to not just be like a single thing. Like you can sit there with the beam coming out of you and
well, in certain
really
circumstances
fight against somebody.
Normally it just kind of hits your hand, disarms you, knocks whatever's in your hand out of the way. But this was used in a lot of different ways. It's actually how Harry eventually ended up becoming the owner of the Elder Wand.
Yeah. So
Dumbledore
it's got a lot of big impact into the movies, into the books, and those are the only 2 things that they've made are movies and books. So
there's a video game coming out, and they had some video games.
I'm excited for that.
They had some video games.
There are a couple there's one on the phone that I'm talking like GameCube, really good, but
GameCube era and Game Boy.
No, I never really played those.
I think I had one of the Game Boy games. It was bad.
I'm waiting for the new one. That one seems like it's going to be cool as fuck.
Yeah, that one looks pretty cool.
So yep. That's my 3. This one, oh, by the way, it was also known to be invented by Merlin himself.
Wow.
So
who else?
The big man, the big M.
My number 3, however, is going to make you forget about everything on your list because it's Obliviate. It's the forgetfulness charm. It's the memory charm.
It's the Men in Black charm.
Yeah, pretty much. And I like this one for a couple reasons. It can be used, honestly, for good.
Gilderoy Lockhart just made himself
that's kind of a big part of it, because, he kind of effed himself up pretty bad there. Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun one. It was a fun charm.
I like this spell. It has its usefulness. It's not just to Men in Black people. It could be used to kind of help people pass trauma. It could be,
or help people forget the trauma you just inflicted on them.
That's totally that. Hermione used it against her own parents so that if they were targeted, they wouldn't have any idea. They wouldn't be able to remember her to save their lives. It's kind of crazy. And
yeah, shit like that sucks. I mean, you're going down a dark little hole here, but I'm following you. Yeah.
That's ultimately it. It's just an incredibly powerful spell that
it is
makes you forget. And I'm not sure the control on the forgetfulness, how much you can, control what they forget, or if it's just everything, if it depends on how powerful the person is casting it. I'm sure there's a bit, but it is not permanent. There was a memory charm placed by Barty Crouch Sr. on Bertha Jorkins, and Voldemort and Peter Pettigrew broke it and was able to get the information from them by torturing her. So it's not perfect.
Yes, there's always torture. Don't forget the torture.
Yes, there's always torture. Always torture.
There is a spell that's not as prevalent in the movies, I don't think. It is, but it isn't really. And it's the one where you can kind of like dive into people's minds and stuff.
Yeah.
I almost put it on here, and I'm wondering if that spell can be used to access forgotten memories through a spell like
that would be interesting.
You're talking about.
That would be interesting if it could get into there. But you're talking about the legitimacy spell. And it is used in the movies because it's used by Snape to kind of teach like Harry Potter to protect himself against that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I think I wonder what the larger ramifications could have been if they went down that rabbit hole a little further.
It would be interesting. Definitely would be interesting.
So my second spell, number 2 for me, is a bit disturbed, and so I'm going to begin to stupefy. Yes, I only chose this spell to make a disturbed joke. It is a song, but it is also a spell, and quite a useful spell at that.
Well, it's used in like 90% of all the fights. There were no other spells used. It was either Avada Kedavra or Stupefy.
And I just love that it's called Stupefy. I love how
which is actually a pretty good song. I'll throw out there. I do enjoy that song.
Yeah, there's some decent new metal there, but to stun somebody like that puts them out of the battle for however long or short that the power of your spell lasts on them. And like you said, it's just used so much. It is literally, you just hear Stupefy being yelled
by far
over.
The number one used spell, I feel like, in the movies at least.
It's a long list. If you go down the list of its uses, it is extremely long. So yeah, been used against everything from creatures to people, muggles / wizards, witches, to Death Eaters, to everything in between. It's been used on. It's effective. Like it's just what it is. It's not like the highest of high class spells, but it is one of the most useful. And so there it is. Yeah,
there it is.
There it is.
Well, mine is truly dark and kind of messed up, honestly.
Ooh.
It was invented more recently. It was invented by Snape himself, and it's Sectum Sempra.
Good
it
name.
Doesn't have an extra name. It doesn't have anything else. It is
right.
Simply Sectum Sempra, and it's a curse that Snape invented, and his whole wording behind it was to use against his enemies. And this spell is fucked up. It's fucked up.
The use of Latin in these spells are good. A lot of this, I love the name of the spell, and I don't like a name of a lot of the spells because they're pretty corny. But this one's pretty cool, man.
Honestly, the first time we really see it in use is when Harry uses it on Draco. They're in the bathroom. Draco's about to use the Crucio curse on him. He's about to use an unforgivable curse on him. And Harry was like, nah, bro, I'm going to kill you.
And these cuts, they don't they don't always go away. They leave everlasting scars, and it's a painful curse. Like
it is, and there's only been a few people who've had it used on them. There's only a few people.
Like
James
you said,
Potter,
it's a fairly more recent spell, also, and considering the entire timeline of this world.
Its first use was against Harry's dad, and then it was used against Draco, and then accidentally used on George Weasley. That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's all the only known uses of this, and it messes you up.
It does.
Draco, if Snape hadn't have been there to heal him, because he created the spell, so he knew how to heal it. If he wasn't there to heal Draco is going to bleed the fuck out in the bathroom.
And at that point for Snape, there's a mixture of fear for his students, having to pretend like he gives a fuck, but also being so proud of that.
Look, I don't know that he was proud. Probably more angry. Like Harry tried to use it against Snape at one point, and Snape got really angry that he tried to use his own spell against him. just throwing it out there. But the only known uses that we have, it cut off George's ear, and it nearly killed Draco.
Yeah, I mean, it's a powerful spell.
Off of a single use of somebody who wasn't familiar with it, had no idea what the spell did, no idea what was going on, so they didn't know how to make it more powerful. It nearly killed the person it was used against, and that's intense. And that's why it's my number 2, because it's powerful.
There are some spells, I mean, you use the term more powerful, but there are also some spells that are more dangerous if you don't know what you're doing with them, you know, so that kind of lends itself to that also. So we're down to number 1. I don't know if ours are going to be the same, but mine is second of the 3 forbidden curses, and for me, I think it's probably the most devastating of the 3, and that is Crucio. So it's the torture curse. You know, it's used against the long bottoms most famously.
Yes,
it
messed them up.
It's
what it
is. It's the torture curse.
Literally insane from pain.
Yes, for me, it's the most dark. It's sort of the unforgivable curses of all the curses or spells. It's even though
Avada Kedavra kills people, it's merciful.
Yeah,
it kills them instantly. There's no suffering. There's no pain. It's just you're gone.
This one
not so much. This one won't kill you. It will literally just break you.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a dirty spell. You know, obviously it's got quite a bit of use through the whole storylines of the Harry Potter world. It's got some failed uses, obviously, you know, especially against Harry Potter.
Well, no, it was successful against him. he
but
was squirming on the ground.
Yeah, but it's been used multiple times against Harry Potter. They tried
to use it against him, but either he was interrupted or, you know, he kind of dodged it or something. Yeah.
Right. And Harry Potter himself has even used this curse. So for me, obviously, Crucio means I torture, or
very simple.
In Latin, it means pain or torture. So it's
very simple, very straightforward. And it's described as having white hot knives were piercing every inch of your skin.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's messed up.
Obviously, it's mainly used for getting information, but also used for just torturing.
Yep.
For the fuck of it. Yep. You know?
Imagine using that right after Sectum Sempra. God, you really want to mess somebody up. Oof.
Yeah, that one's, yeah. So it was invented in the Middle Ages, been used in all the wizarding wars in one way or the other. And it's unforgivable. 1717, it was deemed unforgivable. And we haven't looked back
for
yet.
Good reason, I feel. For good reason.
For a very good reason. So, sir, what is your favorite spell from the Harry Potters?
So my favorite spell is not messed up. It's not an unforgivable. It's not out to kill you.
It's a lovely.
It's not even going to protect you.
Is it Oculus Reparo?
No. Yes, because that's totally the one that I need.
Is it Levitato? No, that's from Star versus the Forces of Evil. That one's Levitato.
Mine is probably one of the most useful in my opinion, and that's why it's number 1, Aloha Mora.
No,
the unlocking charm.
That's the unlocking one.
Super useful. It's known as the thief's friend.
Well, I wonder why.
It can be countered. It can't. There is an anti-Aloha Mora charm that can be used to prevent it from working.
You can put,
so it's not an
you can put hexes
all-powerful,
on your locks and shit.
but it's super, super useful. It lets you get into rooms that you couldn't get into. It lets you get into chests. It lets you unlock pretty much anything that's locked. And that to me is probably the most useful out of every spell in the Wizarding world. Newt Scamander uses it to get into the safe because Niffler, gets stuck in there. It's used by Voldemort to get into the Potter's home in order to try murder all of them.
It's used in the Harry Potter porn parody on the Chastity.
It's used to get into the forbidden entrance on the 3rd floor corridor where you meet Fluffy for the first time. It's used on windows. Fluffy. It's used by Death Eaters. It's used by so many different characters and in so many different situations. And honestly, that's one that I would love to be able to have. Then I wouldn't have to have a key to get in my house. If I forgot my key, I could just be like, okay. I don't personally have to unlock things I don't have keys for, so I don't know. I would start a locksmithing business. Look, you know how much money...
if you had the ability to learn spells,
if you had the ability to do
thought
this,
was, I'm doing a locksmithing business. Like, your imagination is a bit limited there, bub.
Look, say I was done with the Wizarding World, I was exiled, I was on the run, whatever, and I just want to live a comfortable life. I'm going to have a locksmithing business, and I'm going to make a ridiculous amount of money unlocking Muggles things. Simple as that.
Oh. Somebody's got to stop you.
Nobody can stop me.
Yeah, just unlock the jail cell.
Just unlock it. Amora. I can just imagine.
Jesus Christ!
I can just imagine a prisoner in their cell just yelling "Aloha Mora" while people are walking up with the straitjacket.
Aloha Mora. Aloha Mora.
See, I told you it would open as they're unlocking it with their key. Oh man,
my gosh.
But you know what, guys? We want to hear your favorite spells from the Wizarding World. Let us know. Reach out to us. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all at 2dap2020. You can even email us at 2dap2020@gmail.com.
And
next time on Two Dads and a Podcast,
we are going to be doing a very special
time on Two Dads and a Podcast.
We are doing a
musical,
very special episode where we are going to sit down and pick out our top 5 anime feature films.
All-time favorites.
I stole it from you this week. It's mine.
Yeah, you fucking liar. I'm not gonna bite on that one. Oh, really? We finally doing it? No. No, I think next time.
No, next time we're really doing our top 5 favorite musicals.
I don't have 5. I'm not a big fan of musicals.
I bet you could figure it out.
It's all West Side Story.
Just every iteration of West Side Story. No, I don't know.
I've got some stuff we can do.
We've got some fun ideas. We'll figure it out. But
maybe
until then,
I think I've got this one idea. So I'm not going to do it again. I was going to do the whole thing again.
See, I stole it from you this week.
I was going to do it a second time just to troll you, but
we'll figure something out. We'll have something fun just like we do every week. But until then, thank you guys so much for listening.
We'll see you on the flip side.
Or just next week.
Endotromus. That's how you end a podcast. That's the end podcast spell.
Erecto.